Hi, I am Narsingh Saxena, a scientist turned management consultant and now a scholar of Vedic philosophy. Welcome to my channel, Life and the Vedas. In today's talk session, I will continue further on our topic, Unraveling Life's Mysteries through Vedas. As mentioned earlier, it is explained through 7 articles. Today I am going to talk about the 6th article in the series, which is Chakras, the vital energy centers in our body. If you are new to the term Veda, these are ancient texts that belong to the classical era of India. They provide a wealth of knowledge about life and explain its various aspects. The concept of chakras in its formative stage appears in Prashna Upanishad and Chandogya Upanishad, which cover the flow of prana or the vital life force through the astral channels called Nadis. Bhagavad Gita also refers to the control of prana through breath control and concentrating one's energy between the eyebrows, which symbolically relates to the third eye chakra, which we will discuss later. Gita's teachings on self-discipline, yoga, and meditation for spiritual awakening and eventual merger of the individual soul with the cosmic soul or moksha can be viewed as part of a continuum that later evolves into the detailed chakra system, where moksha, or liberation from the cycle of life and death, is viewed as enlightenment when eventually our crown chakra gets activated. We will talk about it later. The concept of chakras was later developed in the Tantra tradition, which was an offshoot of Vedic tradition. However, it was later integrated into the Vedic yoga tradition and other Vedic spiritual practices, and is now considered a part of the mainstream Vedic spiritual tradition. Its prominent texts are Shat Chakra, Nirupana, Shiva Samhita, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and Kundalini Yoga Upanishads. The concept of chakras is explained with the help of these sources. Repeated referencing is avoided to make the article more readable. Listening to the word chakras, several questions come to mind. What exactly are chakras, and where are they located in the body? Why are they so important to us? Let us try to figure that out with the help of the Vedic and related literature. In my last session on our visible and invisible bodies, we discussed the 5 sheaths and 3 bodies that are wrapped around our soul. As a recap, the first sheath is the visible or gross sheath of food, which is the same as our physical body, which also happens to be our first body. Rest 4 sheaths, which are sheath of energy, sheath of mind, sheath of intellect, and the sheath of bliss, are astral. They are invisible to the human eye. The first 3 sheaths together constitute our astral body. The innermost sheath of bliss around the soul constitutes our causal body. Each sheath in the astral body fully replicates our physical body. Each center in the gross body has a corresponding center in each sheath of the astral body, the reason being that each point requires energy to function. Each point requires our mental attention. Each point requires our judgment when an action is to be taken about it. And each point is animate or has sensation, since it is permeated by the consciousness of our bonded soul enclosed in the causal body. As we have already discussed, in our sheath of energy, the vital life force or pranic energy flows through a network of thousands of astral channels or pipes called nadis. They are the astral counterparts of the elaborate network of nerves, arteries, and veins in the physical body. Let us dive deeper into the layout and the mechanism of the astral channels or nadis in the sheath of energy. All the nadis of the energy body emanate from a plexus of astral channels called khanda, which is the astral counterpart of the plexus of physical body nerves called cauda equina, located below the end point of spinal cord, where it reduces into a silken thread-like substance that branches off into several fibers, giving rise to this plexus. From khanda emanate thousands of astral channels going up and down the body, reaching every point. Out of these thousands of astral channels or nadis, 3 are most crucial. These are Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Ida is located on the left side of the spine. It starts at the base of the spine and moves up in a spiral movement around the spine, ending at the left nostril. It governs the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for relaxation, healing, and introspective thinking. It is also called Chandra Nadi or lunar channel. The term Chandra means moon in Sanskrit, symbolizing the cooling, calming, and feminine qualities associated with Ida Nadi. It is linked to the lunar energy, which governs intuition, mental activity, creativity, and emotions. Therefore, it is linked to the right hemisphere of the brain. Pingala is located on the right side of the spine. Like Ida, it also starts at the base of the spine and moves up in a spiral movement around the spine. It ends at the right nostril. It governs the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for alertness and physical activity. It is also known as Surya Nadi or solar channel. The word Surya means sun in Sanskrit, symbolizing the warming, energizing, and masculine qualities associated with Pingala Nadi. It is linked to solar energy, which governs vitality, action, logic reasoning, and analytical thinking. Therefore, it is linked to the left hemisphere of the brain. Although nadis are invisible, yoga practitioners at an advanced spiritual level can observe these nadis in deep meditation. They tell us that the Ida Nadi is pale yellow in color. The pranic energy flowing through it nourishes the body. The Pingala Nadi is fiery red in color. The pranic energy flowing through it aids in the digestion of food. Both Ida and Pingala are under the control of time or kala, and as we age, they cause a person's death at their appointed time. Sushumna runs vertically along the spinal column, starting at the base of the spine and extending to the top of the head. Normally, Ida and Pingala Nadis dominate the energy flow. When Ida and Pingala are balanced through breathing exercises or pranayama, meditation, and other yogic practices, Sushumna becomes active, creating an unblocked channel for energy to flow directly. At that time, we breathe with both the nostrils. Thus, while Ida and Pingala, which are active ever since we take birth, Sushumna's activation is related to our spiritual progress. Therefore, Sushumna is the central channel of the energy flow and is the ultimate pathway to spiritual awakening. Moreover, unlike Ida and Pingala, which are controlled by time, Sushumna is not affected by time. If yoga practitioners reach the stage where their pranic energy starts flowing through the Sushumna instead of the Ida and Pingala, then time has no control over them. Such people can die at their own will. The energy currents that flow through the Ida and Pingala both start at Kanda. They move alongside the spinal cord and continue up to the middle portion of the brain, where they meet and terminate, with the Ida approaching from the left and the Pingala from the right. Ida starts from the left side and moves up spirally along the spinal cord. The Pingala, on the other hand, starts from the right side and moves spirally upwards as well, crossing the Ida at several points along the Sushumna, which runs through the center of the spine. The Sushumna has the same point of origin as the Ida and the Pingala, but unlike them, it does not terminate at mid-brain. It goes all the way up to the upper end of the brain. There are 6 points in total along the Sushumna, including the point of origin where the Ida and Pingala intersect each other. Each of these points is a center of several converging astral channels. These centers are called Chakras. Chakra means wheel in Sanskrit, which represents circular motion. But in reality, astral chakras are more like the vortices of pranic energy flow, where scores of converging pranic channels form a plexus, and the pranic energy revolves around these centers. In the physical body, these pranic plexuses correspond to the major physical nerve plexuses and are associated with the endocrine glands around that area. They are also linked to the levels of our consciousness. There are, however, 7 chakras in total, meaning that there is an additional chakra, apart from the above 6 chakras, which are located at the 6 points of intersection of the Ida and Pingala along the Sushumna, that is of a different league. The 7th chakra is situated at the top of the brain, where a part of the universal soul resides as pure cosmic consciousness, as a witness or sakshi of our karmas. The first 6 chakras nourish the associated endocrine glands, as well as the parts of the physical body in their vicinity, through the flow of pranic energy via astral channels in those areas. They also act on the mind, since each one of them is connected to a particular center in our mind through astral nerves. Therefore, apart from being the energy centers, the chakras are also the centers of consciousness in our astral body. The more of our chakras are in balance and activated, the broader and more universal our consciousness becomes. When we start the process of optimizing chakras one by one, the associated glands and parts of our physical body start functioning properly, and we achieve a healthy body. At the same time, centers of consciousness in our mind associated with chakras keep unfolding one by one, so that our consciousness keeps expanding and our mental power keeps getting unlocked. With the unfolding of our last chakra, our consciousness eventually becomes at par with cosmic consciousness. Advanced yoga practitioners who develop the power to see the astral body have reported seeing these chakras in deep meditation. They tell us that the chakras resemble the lotus flower, called Kamal in Sanskrit, but the lotus of each chakra has a different number of petals. The reason for this is that around each chakra there are different numbers of astral nadis. The distribution of these nadis looks like petals and give the chakra the appearance of a lotus. Thus, depending on the number of nadis in a given chakra, there are a corresponding number of petals in the lotus of that chakra. The vibration of each petal resembles the sound of a Sanskrit letter which appears inscribed on that petal. The vibration of the entire lotus produces a sound which is known as its Bij mantra. When you recite that Bij mantra during chakra meditation and focus on that chakra, it resonates with the vibration of that chakra and thus helps in balancing it. The first chakra in the astral body is known as Muladhara chakra or root chakra. The word Muladhara in Sanskrit is made up of 2 words, Mula meaning root or origin and Adhara meaning base. It is located below the starting point or root of the spinal cord between anus and reproductive organs. It is, therefore, referred to as the root chakra, and since it sits on the base of Sushumna, it is also called base chakra. Part of the infinite cosmic energy, called the Kundalini Shakti, resides in this chakra in its dormant or potential form, which gives support to the entire body like earth does. This chakra, therefore, is associated with the earth element. Hence, it is associated with the sense organ of knowledge related to smell or nose, and with the sense organ of action of elimination, which is anus, which discards the solid defecated material which has a smell. It is associated with adrenal glands, which secrete hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, essential for the fight or flight response against an external threat. Therefore, this chakra represents grounding, survival instincts, and basic physical needs. Associated body parts are legs, feet, and colons. It relates to the consciousness level tied to primal instincts, focusing on meeting fundamental needs like food, shelter, and safety. All this means that the consciousness level primarily relates to our physical awareness. Its imbalance may lead to the feeling of insecurity, fear, or anxiety. Balanced energy in the Muladhara chakra supports physical stability, resilience, and a balanced stress response, fostering feelings of safety and security. Worry for the basic needs stops and focus shifts to higher level concerns. The associated lotus is red in color and has 4 petals. It surrounds a yellow square representing the earth element. At the center of the yellow square, there is a red triangle with its apex pointing downwards. It is here that an infinite storage of energy resides in potential form, known as the Kundalini Shakti, about which we will talk in detail later. The beige mantra for balancing this chakra or for activating it is Lam, pronounced as Lum. While reciting the beige mantra, we should concentrate on the red triangle. Some of the yogasanas used in balancing or activating this chakra are Malasana or yoga squat, Tadasana or mountain pose, and Virabhadrasana or warrior pose. The second chakra in the astral body is known as Svadhisthana chakra or sacral chakra. Its associated physical nerve plexus is sacral plexus, which provides nerves to the pelvis and lower abdominal area, and hence the name sacral chakra. It is located in the abdomen below the navel. It governs lower digestive organs, kidneys, and the reproductive organs. Its associated endocrine glands are gonads, which are testes in male and ovaries in females, secreting sex hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. Therefore, this chakra is connected to reproductive health, emotional balance, and creative expression, influencing sexual energy and emotional well-being. Unlike Muladhara chakra, it lies within the Sushumna Nadi as well as the spinal cord. It is linked to the pleasure sensations and hence is associated with the sense organ of knowledge related to taste, which is tongue, and the sensory organ of action related to procreation and pleasure, which is our genital organ. Thus, it is associated with the pleasure derived through both taste and sexual activity. It corresponds to the water element since all the discharges are liquid like urine, semen, ovarian discharge, etc. The word Svadhisthana means one's own dwelling place. The reason for this name is it is the seat of our individual and collective subconscious thoughts and sanskaras through its links with our mind. That is why, upon optimization, one gets rid of the basic and animal instincts generated by the bad karmas of the past lives. It relates to the consciousness level governing our emotional awareness and the ability to experience and process emotions. Its imbalance may result in emotional instability, disturbed or perverted mind, depression, addiction issues, very high or very low libido, or other sexual issues, lack of happiness and creativity, and relationship issues. Balancing this chakra supports reproductive health, control over mind through the shedding of negative outlook, emotional stability, and healthy relationships. The associated lotus is orange in color and has 6 petals with a white shining watery region in the middle in the shape of a crescent moon. The beige mantra of this chakra is Vam, pronounced as Vum. While reciting the mantra, we should concentrate on the crescent moon in the middle. Some of the yoga asanas used in balancing or activating this chakra are Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose and Bhujangasana or cobra pose. The third chakra in our astral body is known as Manipura chakra or solar plexus chakra, sometimes referred to as navel chakra. It is located in the Sushumna inside the spinal cord behind the navel region. It corresponds to the solar plexus in the physical body and hence its name. It controls the liver, stomach, etc. The word Manipura is made up of 2 Sanskrit words, Mani and Pura, which mean jewel and city, respectively. Thus, it signifies a city of jewels or a glowing and brilliant place, implying that it is associated with the fire element which emits light in conjunction with heat. Due to its association with light, the chakra corresponds to the sense organ of knowledge related to seeing, which means eyes since light enables us to see. As the chakra is also related to the heat, it is linked to the digestive process since the heat of the stomach acid acts as digestive fire to digest the food. Through the digestion of food, we get energy to move, and so it is associated with the sense organ of action related to motion, which means legs. The main endocrine gland associated with this chakra is pancreas. It is also associated with other gastric glands like liver, gallbladder, among others. It therefore controls the process of metabolism, digestion, and assimilation of food. Since the food upon digestion gives us strength and energy, this chakra reflects our personal strength. This level of consciousness is associated with confidence, assertiveness, self-esteem, and self-identity or ego. The lotus associated with the Manipura chakra is bright yellow with 10 petals. There is a fiery red triangle in the middle which denotes the element of fire or Agni. The Bij mantra for this chakra is Ram, pronounced as Rum. When the chakra is out of balance, you feel powerless and don't want to stand up to people who need to be confronted. You don't have much confidence and hold a poor self-image. You have digestive problems and weight issues. You lack focus and feel irritable. These are the symptoms of underactive chakra. Opposite symptoms exist for overactive chakra. Upon balance, you develop self-confidence, self-control and discipline, and these traits skyrocket when the chakra gets activated. The yoga asanas to balance the Manipura chakra include Navasana or Bodh pose and Matsyendrasana or spinal twist pose. Bastrika pranayama or bellows breathing can also help in balancing the chakra by strengthening the digestive fire. For balancing Manipura chakra, the object of concentration during meditation should be the fiery red triangle shining like a blazing sun. You should try to feel the energy radiating from this area and recite the Bij mantra Ram. The fourth chakra in the astral body is known as Anahata chakra or heart chakra. It lies in the Sushumna, inside the spinal cord, next to the heart in the chest. It covers the heart, lungs, and the associated circulatory and respiratory nerves network. It corresponds to the cardiac plexus in the physical body. The associated endocrine gland is the thymus gland, which has a key role in the immune function. The physical element of this chakra is Vayu or air, since the seat of the prana Vayu is the heart. Since the intrinsic quality of air is touch, the related sense organ of knowledge is skin, and since the giving and taking involves the heart, the related sense organ of action is the hand which is used in giving and taking. Anahata in Sanskrit means unstruck. It refers to the sound vibrations that are produced without striking two objects. This is not possible in practice. So here Anahata refers to the Anahata Nada, or transcendental sound of Om, which emanates from the light form of Brahm on its own without being created, like the physical sound, which is normally produced by striking two objects. It permeates the entire universe. It was discussed in Article 3a on the origin of the universe. This sound is heard by the advanced practitioner of yoga while meditating, especially with their focus at this center. That is why this chakra is called Anahata chakra, and that is the reason why it is the meeting point of physical and spiritual aspects of reality. The heart chakra is associated with compassion, empathy and love, which can range from worldly love to selfless, universal love. The consciousness level expands from self to society, fostering feelings of connection and sense of unity with others, harmony and forgiveness. The lotus of the chakra has 12 petals of green color. In the center, there is a star with 6 sides formed by 2 inverted overlapping triangles, which are smoky, dark green in color, representing the element of Vayu or air in the middle. The Bij mantra for this chakra is Yam, pronounced as Yum. When Anahata chakra is unbalanced, your emotions become negative. You feel sadness, frustration, jealousy, suspicion, and hatred. You may lack a feeling of love, not only for others, but even for yourself. You may also feel unloved and unappreciated. You may lack empathy towards others. It is hard to forgive people. On the physical side, you may have problems related to the heart, lungs, or related organs. These are the traits of an underactive Anahata chakra. Symptoms of an overactive chakra will be converse. A balanced Anahata chakra will make you a kind, loving, and caring person. You may become magnanimous, forgiving, and feel empathy for others. Upon activation of this chakra, you become saintly. Universal love dawns in your heart. The whole universe becomes your family. The yoga asanas useful in balancing the Anahata chakra are Ustrasana or camel pose and Dandayamana, Dhanurasana or standing bow pose. To balance this chakra, one should concentrate on the dark green smoky star in the middle and chant the Bij mantra Yam. The fifth chakra in the astral body is known as Vishuddha chakra or throat chakra. It is located in the Sushumna Nadi inside the spinal cord at the base of the throat. It corresponds to the laryngeal plexus in the physical body. The affiliated endocrine gland is thyroid. The organs nearby are neck, mouth, jaw, tongue, and larynx. Most of these organs are involved with the function of speaking. Therefore, the related sense organ of action is the larynx or mouth. Since speaking and listening are interrelated, the sense organ of knowledge is ear, which is associated with hearing. As the sound travels in a medium, it is linked with the medium in which it travels, which, as we saw in my previously mentioned article on the origin of the universe, are the particles of Akash which fill the space. And so this chakra is associated with the element of Akash. Vishuddha means pure. Concentrating on this chakra purifies a person. This is the first of the three spiritual chakras. Here our usual worldly understanding interacts with the spiritual thoughts. This chakra is associated with expression and spirituality. So it is also concerned with the truthfulness of the expression. Thus, the chakra is associated with communication, truth, and self-expression. The consciousness level is concerned with an awareness of a clear and effective expression coupled with truth and honesty. The lotus associated with Vishuddha chakra has 16 petals of blue color. The center of the lotus is circular in shape, resembling the full moon. It represents the element of Akash or empty space, filled with the particles of Akash. The Bij mantra for Vishuddha chakra is Ham, pronounced as hum. When the Vishuddha chakra is out of balance, you have difficulty expressing yourself effectively. You may not be understood easily, or sometimes may be misunderstood. You may have a tendency to lie, or you may find it hard to be truthful. You may be a bad listener, not paying attention, or interrupting people before they finish. You may find it hard to comprehend spiritualism. On the physical side, you may have a throat-related issue like a lump, hoarse voice, laryngitis, or tonsillitis. You may suffer from hypothyroidism. There may be a jaw, tooth, or ear problem. Sinus issues too may be there. These are the symptoms of an underactive Vishuddha chakra. Opposite is true for an overactive one. When this chakra is balanced, you become a great speaker capable of conveying your point of view very effectively to the audience. You become a good listener. Since it is a spiritual chakra, upon activation, you get some spiritual powers. You become a mesmerizing speaker. You inherently acquire worldly as well as spiritual knowledge. You also become completely truthful. Yoga asanas recommended to balance the Vishuddha chakra include Sarvangasana or shoulder stand and Halasana or plow pose. Ujjayi pranayama or psychic breathing, where the concentration is centered on the throat and the sound that is created through this breathing is also useful in balancing the throat chakra. For doing the chakra meditation to balance the Vishuddha chakra, you should concentrate on the circular full moon-like space in the middle and recite the Bij mantra Hum. The sixth chakra in the astral body is called the Agya chakra or third eye chakra. It is located in the Sushumna Nadi at the top of the spinal cord in the midbrain region behind the center of the eyebrow. It covers the lower part of the brain, head and eyes. The gland associated with this chakra is pituitary, which is the seat of the mind. It produces the key hormones and governs the function of the previous 5 glands associated with lower chakras through its frontal and anterior lobes. These lobes respectively control the emotions and concrete intellectual thoughts. The chakra is related to the cavernous plexus in the physical body. The consciousness level of Agya chakra is concerned with mental and intellectual capabilities, imagination and visualization. If Agya chakra is underactive, you lack focus and concentration. It is hard for you to appreciate the inner reality and spiritualism. Your memory may be bad, and you may lack intuition or other such higher mental capabilities. You may be indecisive and may not be able to dream, or if you do, you may not remember them. You may also suffer from learning disabilities, depression, migraine, etc. On the physical side, you may suffer from a malfunctioning pituitary gland or brain-related issues like a tumor or cyst. Opposite symptoms will prevail if the Agya chakra is overactive. Upon the balancing of this chakra, the mind acquires steadiness and becomes strong. You develop higher mental powers, the pranas are controlled. When activated, accumulated karmas get destroyed. You develop immense wisdom and higher mental and intellectual capabilities like expanded imagination and visualization. Being a spiritual chakra, upon activation, you can also acquire psychic powers such as intuition and telepathy, since it is the center for intuition and telepathy. Agya means command or order. At a higher level, when a yoga practitioner is in deep meditation, they receive command or guidance from their spiritually advanced guru through this chakra. This happens since, when activated, Agya chakra is capable of sending thoughts, which are specific configurations of energy, and receiving them from another activated Agya chakra. This center provides a bridge between the mind of a yogi in the physical dimension and the cosmic mind of the cosmic consciousness in the non-physical or transcendental dimension. This bridge is made possible by the transcendental vibration of Om, which carries the mind of a yogi to the transcendental reality. The lotus corresponding to this chakra has 2 petals of indigo color on each side of the chakra lotus, and there is a white full moon in the middle. The Bij mantra of this chakra is Anahata Nada Om. The 2 petals represent 2 Nadis, Ida and Pingala. The Pranic energy flow carried by the 2 Nadis meets here and converges with the Sushumna, the main central Nadi, which carries the spiritual energy. Among the yoga asanas useful for balancing the Agya chakra are Balasana or child's pose and Ardha Pincha Mayurasana or dolphin pose. Brahmari Pranayama or humming bee breathing is also useful in balancing the 3rd eye chakra, since the humming sound relieves the mental tension and creates a meditative state. For balancing the Agya chakra through meditation, you should concentrate on the center between the eyebrows. You should focus on the full moon-like white circle in the middle of the chakra lotus, which has the word Om inscribed on it in Sanskrit, and recite the Bij mantra of Om. The 7th chakra in the astral body is called Sahasrara chakra or crown chakra. It is the abode of supreme cosmic consciousness, or a part of pure Brahm who resides here as a witness to the person's karma. It is located at the crown of the head or upper region of the brain. The associated gland with this chakra is pineal gland, which is located just above the hypothalamus and pituitary gland. It is connected to the thalamus, the relay station of the sensory perceptions, and hence, among other things, it controls the effect of light on the body. This is crucial since light is not just required for vision. It is also essential for a variety of non-visual functions, like synchronization of body's biological clock to the 24-hour day-night cycle. It helps you look inward and ponder over your thoughts and actions. At this consciousness level, you are able to perceive the higher reality. You shed your narrow outlook and it becomes universal. Your wisdom expands enormously. Associated with this chakra is the shining lotus with 1,000 petals. The name Sahasrara means 1,000-petaled lotus, implying the infinite, a characteristic of Brahm. On these petals, the 50 Sanskrit letters are written 20 times over. The petals begin with violet color at the middle, which is the main color of the chakra, and then display the rest of the rainbow colors: indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. These are the respective colors of the lower chakras. The vibrations of all the colors combine here into an incomparable brilliance of pure transcendental white light in the circular form. Thus, Sahasrara chakra manifests either as a 1,000-petaled rainbow lotus with violet color petals in the middle, or as a shining circle of white-colored light. The Bij mantra for activating the chakra is either silence or Soham or Om. Some practitioners prefer meditating on Brahm silently, since they inform that when you stop talking, Brahm speaks to you. You can have a dialogue with him when you feel the connection with him during the meditation and he responds. An out-of-balance Sahasrara chakra can lead to spiritual disconnection, confusion, or feelings of isolation from the divine. You may even be angry with the Supreme Being. You may also suffer from confusion and mental fog. Physical manifestation of blocked crown chakra is nerve pain, insomnia, neurological disorders, depression, headache, schizophrenia, etc. These are symptoms of an underactive Sahasrara chakra. Reverse will be applicable to overactive chakra. When the Sahasrara chakra is balanced, you feel a connection with the cosmic consciousness. You sense oneness with the universe, which is nothing but an expression of the Supreme Being. You become a developed human being with universal wisdom. Your love and compassion also become cosmic in proportion. You feel peaceful and tranquil and experience everlasting bliss. Upon activation of this chakra, the individual's consciousness level becomes at par with cosmic consciousness, which represents spiritual enlightenment, unity, and divine connection. The highest level of awareness transcends individual identity, creating a sense of oneness with the universe and understanding of ultimate truth. Yoga asanas for balancing Sahasrara chakra include Shirshasana or headstand, Savasana or corpse pose, and Vrikshasana or tree pose. Useful pranayamas include Nadi Shodhan or alternate nostril breathing technique and Kapalabhati or skull illuminating breathing technique. These activate the brain centers and energize the mind. For meditating to balance the chakra, you should concentrate on the fontanelle and imagine there either a 1,000-petaled lotus with rainbow-colored petals, violet being in the middle, or a white circle of bright light. You can either recite Om or Soham. Later, you may try silent meditation too. An integral part of the chakra system is the Kundalini Shakti, which is the infinite reservoir of energy which resides in our body in potential form. It is a part of the infinite energy or Shakti of the cosmic consciousness. It is symbolically depicted as a red-coiled sleeping snake. It is this Shakti or energy that gives support and stability to the whole body. It resides in Muladhara, the base chakra. Here, you would notice that while part of cosmic consciousness resides at the crown of the head in the Sahasrara chakra, part of his infinite energy, or Shakti, resides in the lowest Muladhara chakra at the base. The whole idea of any spiritual practice is to awaken this dormant cosmic energy, which upon awakening starts moving upwards to meet the cosmic consciousness. And in the process, it keeps expanding our consciousness level, which eventually becomes at par with the cosmic consciousness. Let us go into the details of the process. When a substantial spiritual stimulus is generated in the body through yoga and meditation or other spiritual practices, the Kundalini Shakti in the Muladhara chakra is awakened. It enters the Sushumna Nadi and gradually starts moving up. Depending on the degree and intensity of spiritual effort, Kundalini keeps moving upwards, piercing the successive chakras. On being pierced, a chakra gets activated, which means that it becomes optimally balanced, fully functional and energized, unfolding its spiritual potential. Moreover, since all chakras get connected through the thread in the form of Kundalini, their functions become coordinated and hence more effective. This is way more intense than the normal balancing of the individual chakras. It gives you a special kind of bliss, health benefits and psychic powers called siddhis, and expanded consciousness, since all these chakras are connected to different centers in the mind that lie dormant. These dormant areas start getting awakened, new patterns of behavior manifest themselves, new thought processes emerge. Layer after layer of our mind starts opening up, adding new planes to our consciousness, widening its horizon, and we gradually acquire power to perceive the universe in its causal form. Our consciousness thus slowly starts getting converted into supreme cosmic consciousness of the Brahm. Moving upwards through chakras, Kundalini finally reaches the Sahasrara chakra, where it meets the supercosmic consciousness of Brahm. Then Brahm and his Shakti unite. In this process, the Kundalini Shakti paves the way for the liberation of our soul too, which resides in our 6th chakra, enabling it to merge with Brahm. At this stage, we experience supreme bliss, and our consciousness becomes at par with the cosmic consciousness and merges with it. We become liberated from the cycle of life and death. Several techniques of yoga and meditation, like Kundalini Yoga, are used for awakening the Kundalini and trekking its upward movement through the successive chakras one by one. However, such techniques are fraught with risk, since when Kundalini awakens and rises, the practitioner undergoes a series of intense experiences at each chakra. Some of these events can be overwhelming and dangerous. So, it is advised that such techniques should be undertaken only under the guidance of a Kundalini expert or Siddha Guru, who has successfully undergone such experiences. Actually, any spiritual practice can, in due course of time, gradually awaken Kundalini, which then starts moving upwards with a speed which would depend on the severity of our spiritual effort. The higher it goes, the more intense our dedication to making the spiritual progress becomes, and eventually our Kundalini reaches the Sahasrara chakra, enabling us to reach the cosmic consciousness. It can be achieved in one birth or can take several births, depending on our existing spiritual level and the intensity of our spiritual effort. The knowledge of chakras should rather be employed in balancing our chakras, especially those which have gone out of balance or have a blockage, under the guidance of a yoga teacher who is knowledgeable about the chakras. We can also try to balance each chakra one by one, starting with the lowest one. Balanced chakras will help the Kundalini progression. We can also use this knowledge to find out at what spiritual level we exist. We should figure out our special capabilities and then try to match them with the capabilities which become available at various chakras upon activation. That would give us some idea of which chakra our Kundalini has ascended to. Then we can direct our spiritual efforts to take us forward from that point unto the Sahasrara chakra. For example, if a person has the power of intuition and telepathy, their Kundalini has already reached the Agya chakra. They now need to make spiritual efforts to get it to the Sahasrara chakra, and they will reach the final destination. That's all for today. In my next session titled Establishing a Connection with Brahm, the Cosmic Consciousness, I will be talking about the various ways mentioned in the Vedas for establishing that connection with the Supreme Reality. Thanks for listening,